Welcome back to Shanghai Quest, and we have with us today Doris. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM.
Right.
It's actually like 3,000 or 4,000 years old.
Right.
Wow. So with the Chinese traditional medicine, was it really hard to study? I mean, I'm sure. I think that's a dumb question, because even for Chinese, I think it would be very hard to study.
It was really hard to study.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of the language, or because of the contents, or because of the philosophy behind it?
All of them. At the beginning, it was the language, because after 2 years of just studying Chinese language, you cannot write the characters properly. Then you start to study the Chinese medicine, and basically you start with the basic theories of yin and yang, 5 elements, and you go much deeper. You don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
They choose words you don't understand, and even if you look them up in the dictionary, they are not the words you usually use in the common language. So that's the first thing, the language. The second one is all the ideas they have. Yeah, you don't understand what the ideas are about, because we don't have yin and yang in the Western philosophy. Yeah, not even in, of course not in medicine, but of course not in philosophy. We don't know what it is. So altogether it was like swimming on the surface for 2 years without understanding deeply what we are talking about and what am I studying here.
Wow. I'm sure the 2 years must be really difficult, because first of all, the Chinese that you must study, you know, is not like modern Chinese.
Right.
And then the philosophy. Do you mind, like, briefly, you know, explain to us what is yin and yang? Probably I don't even have a good idea of yin and yang.
Okay. Yin and yang is, maybe you remember the Taiji tool? That is this round symbol. The one part is black and with a white dot, and the other part is white and with a black dot.
Right.
So what would you imagine is the black part, and what is the white part?
I was taught the black part should be the yin part,
right,
and then the white part, because of the sun, because of brightness, is the yang part.
Right, right. So that's the Taiji tu, and we have yin and yang, and yin is the night, and yang is the white part.
Right.
So we know already that yin and yang stand for the changes of day and night.
Okay.
Now we take day and night and we describe them. So day is bright, is warm,
right,
is active.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the male part.
Okay.
Yeah, and night is dark, cold, passive, introvert, and slowly. Yeah, that's the female part.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that is what the changes of day and night for the big universe stand for. But the Chinese doctors, they reflected everything from the philosophy into the human body. So now we have to choose 2 attributes which fit to the human body. They are just cold and warm. Yeah, so yin is cold in the body, and yang is hot. And it's also, yin is passive, so for chronic diseases, and yang is active for acute diseases. With fever, it's hot. And chronic disease makes you slow down, makes you moving very slow.
Right.
You cannot act quickly because you have an ongoing disease in your body. That's yin.
Right. The yin and yang, does that also relate to how Chinese people would always say the food that you're eating is too... And actually, a lot of my Singaporean friends, they would say it's too heaty. 太火气太辣. Cantonese is eat hate. Okay. Or this is 很冷. Does that have to do with that as well, the yin and yang?
Yes, it's a part of it. It's a part of it, because in the Chinese philosophy and in the Chinese medicine, any food item is characterized. So any food item has, for example, a temperature. We have 4 temperatures: hot, warm, fresh, and cold.
Okay, I understand the hot, warm, and cold, but what is fresh?
Fresh is not so cold.
Okay.
It's also cold, but not so cold. It's refreshing.
Okay.
Yeah, and fresh and cold is yin. Yeah, because it's night, it's cold.
Right.
And the warm and hot is yang. And any food in China, and you know better than me, they are always arranged to be neutral.
No, I don't know better than you.
So if you eat, for example, 盘血.
Yeah, that.
What do you do after? Yes.
It's cold, right?
Yes, and after you had the 盘血, you go to the restaurant and have it.
Yeah.
what do they serve to you afterwards?
Something like ginger tea.
Right. What is ginger?
It should be hot.
Yes. You see, you already got it. Great.
What about the 5 elements? Okay, let me try it out. 5 elements include water. Maybe the order is totally wrong, but excuse
it doesn't
me.
matter.
Water, earth, metal, wood.
Yes, well done.
Why does these 5 elements? I thought these are just natural elements. These
Yes,
relate
they
to our
are.
human bodies as well?
Again, if you watch the history of Chinese philosophy, then you will also find out that about 2,300 years ago, they described how universe comes to existence. And in the Chinese philosophies, we have these 5 elements you just mentioned.
Right.
In Western philosophy, we have 4 elements, right?
Which is?
Earth, wind, fire, and water.
Water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 4 different ones, and now we have the 5 elements in the Chinese philosophy.
Right.
Now again, the doctors relate the human body as a part of the whole universe. So they are looking, what is building the universe? And then they say, we have 5 elements. Let's reflect them into the human body, and which organ fits to these 5 elements. So wood has been connected to liver. Heart, fire has been connected to heart. Then we have earth, which is the spleen, that is the digestive system. And then we have water and metal. So water is kidney and metal is the lung. Yeah, so we connect the elements that build the universe that also build our human body.
Okay, so these 5 elements, are interrelated, interconnected in this universe. And of course, these 5 organs that you just mentioned about is also interconnected, interrelated inside of our body.
Right, right.
Wow. What is the difference between TCM and also Western medicine?
There are 2 major differences.
Okay.
The first one is that the body is a whole. And the second thing is that the body is a part of the whole universe. So the idea behind it is we cannot take the body, the human body, out of the whole context of the world, of the universe. That means we live in Shanghai here.
Right.
So we have to connect all the diseases a human body develops to the weather and the climate and all the things happening in Shanghai. Yeah, so we cannot, to the weather and to anything happening in Shanghai, we always have to connect the diseases which occur to somebody living in Shanghai to the conditions we live in. And the second thing is, and this is the whole difference between Western medicine and Chinese medicine, is that in the Western medicine we see anatomical details. You say you have a pain here and we will heal your liver. But in Chinese medicine, you say you have a pain here, we know this is the liver, but we do not treat the liver alone. We see the liver in the context of the 5 elements and see who's the mother of the liver, who's the son of the liver, and what is delivering qi to the liver and what is taking out energy of the liver. And so we see the whole body as a whole. We don't have anatomical details in Chinese medicine.
And I also have a question. A lot of my friends, they do not want to go into the Chinese medicine or take Chinese medicine because they think it's too slow to cure the illness. Is that true?
No. That's a how do you say, misunderstanding, a misbelief.
Right.
Yeah, it's a misbelief, and what most people think, it's not the medicine takes too long. It takes too long to prepare it.
Yeah, that's another problem.
That's the problem. Some people say that the healing result takes so long. It depends how long the problem is existent. You know, if you have a cold which comes in 2 days, then it can also go in 2 days with Chinese medicine. But if you have a chronic disease which came in 10 years, you might have to take medicine for a longer time, like 1 or 2 years until it goes. But that's the same with Western medicine.
Wow, so thank you very much, Doris, for sharing with us the traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Ideology. Thank you very much. We'll be right back with more information on TCM. Welcome back to Shanghaipedia. Traditional Chinese medicine is a system of diagnosis and healthcare approaches that has evolved over the last 3,000 years. We can only start to give you a general idea of what TCM is all about. But of course, if you want to know more information, we have more for you. If you are looking for TCM treatments, there are many hospitals in Shanghai which specializes in just that. And of course, you can visit Doris Chinese medicine clinics which offer you TCM diagnosis and treatment. If you are not only interested in being treated by TCM methods, but to perform these methods on others, why not think of enrolling in classes at Shanghai TCM University? It offers both master courses and also short-term training courses. Shanghai TCM Museum is the largest TCM history museum in China and houses more than 14,000 traditional Chinese medicine records and documents from the Stone Age to contemporary time, and offers insights into historical facts and major achievements in TCM developments in the last 5,000 years. With that, we come to the end of this week's Shanghai Quest.